Alright, so here's going to be, at long last, here is the ranking for these titles. A reminder of what the titles are, keeping in mind that there are 3 representatives from Case 7. It's supposed to be a 15 title ranking, but it's going to end up being a 17 title ranking because there are 3 for Case 7, like I just said. So, for Case 1, we have 9.5 weeks. For Case 2, Baby's Day Out. For Day 3, or Case 3, I should say, Chronicle. Day 4, or Day 4? Case 4, my bad. Case 4 is going to be Green Lantern First Flight. Case 5, Superman, the Last Son of Krypton. 6, Dead Silent. 7 Part 1 is going to be Fairy Tale: A True Story. 7 Part 2, Fantasia. 7 Part 3, Fantasia 2000. And then Case 8, Godsend. Case 9, Ice Princess. Case 10, Legion. Case 11, The Marksman. Case 12, The Minority Report. Case 13, The Pagemaster. Case 14, Scooby-Doo and Crypto 2, with Crypto the Superdog. As well, and the last title for Case 15 is X. So, like I said, I'm not sure how this video is going to end up going as far as best to worst, or worst to best, or whatever, or however I end up doing it. I'll probably go least favorite to most, like I usually do. So, let's see, in 17th place, or last place, in other words, is going to be 9.5 weeks. I liked the story that they were telling with 9.5 weeks, but it didn't go the way I thought it was going to go, and the direction it went was kind of a little strange. So, yeah. Let's see. That's 17th place. So in 16th is gonna be Green Lantern First Flight. It was a pretty decent movie. But it wasn't the most compelling Green Lantern story. Green Lantern Emerald Knights is much more compelling. So there you go. Then let's see, that's 17, 16. In 15th place is Dead Silent. I thought that was going to be a horror movie of sorts, but it was more of like a traumatized child story from her parents being killed, and she became a mute for a while, not saying a word for almost like 3 years or so after the fact. So it was a little more heavy-handed than I thought it was going to be. I'll reorganize these shortly. So that's 17, 16, 15. In 14th place, I'm going to put let's see. Godsend, I think. This one, like with 9.5 weeks, it was pretty good. I liked the direction they were going, but it seems like a few of the plot points they set up, they didn't quite pay off by the end of the movie. So yeah, but it definitely an interesting story. Let's see. So we're at the 14th, I think. That was 14, 17, 16, 15, 14. Yeah. So in 13th place, we have The Marksman. Nothing against the movie, but there are ones I like the rest of the movies moving forward more than I like that one. Good action movie. Wesley Snipes does a great job in it. And then let's see what else. The basic gist of the movie is Wesley Snipes is sent to investigate a supposedly inactive nuclear reactor, and either if it's active, shut it down or destroy it. If it's inactive, still destroy it, because it was over in the Russia-Ukraine area. I think it's set during like Cold War era type stuff, so nuclear tensions, I want to say it was shortly after the Cuban Missile Crisis, where tensions were still kind of high. So there you go. And then let's see, that's how many are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that was 13th. In 12th place is Superman Last Son of Krypton. This one was actually a pretty good story. I liked the story that was being told. I think it's set in Superman the Animated Series, as you can kind of tell from the way Superman looks there. So yeah, it's good. It does that well. It does that aspect pretty well. But as DC animated movies go, it could have been a little bit better. Some of the DC animated movies are actually very, very good, and that one, they hadn't quite gotten the groove to where they made really good movies quite yet. So that's in 12th place. In 11th place is Fairy Tale: A True Story. It's probably been 2 or 3 years since I saw this, so I decided to include it here. Part of the reason that Case 7 has 3 representatives is because that was in Case 7, and the 2 Fantasias, the only sequence I remember from that one that isn't present in both is Sorcerer Mickey. So I didn't recall any of the rest of it other than Sorcerer Mickey. That really stuck out for me because I think the Sorcerer Mickey story is really cool. So yeah, good movie. Came out in '97. The 2 girls on the disc there are both really adorable little girls that you want to see succeed in life. So yeah, that's in, I believe, 11th place. In 10th, rounding out our top, or our bottom 10, I guess I should say, is gonna be Fantasia, the original. Oops, those go below Godsend. My bad. I'm trying to keep these as organized as I can to make it easier on me to put them away. The music in Fantasia is very engaging, and they put cartoons up to go along with the music, so that's pretty cool. I want to say James Earl Jones is featured in Fantasia 2000 on and off. So is Steve Martin. But yeah, Let's see. Getting sidetracked. That was 10th place, right? So let's... In 9th place, we're going to have the Ice Princess. I've recently discovered that I actually really like ice skating movies. Who'd have thought? Because I'm not a sports guy, but I like ice skating movies. This and I, Tonya are both really good ice skating movies. Of course, one's rated G and one's on the opposite side of the spectrum at rated R. So that doesn't faze me at all, honestly. So Ice Princess was pretty good. A lot of really good talent on display there with the figures, with the ice skaters. And it's revolves around an ice skating competition that the girl on the disc, I can't remember her character's name, but she was in an ice skating competition just for the heck of it, to keep herself active and have her do something, and to do something she really enjoys. Let's see, so that's 9th place. In 8th place is the Page Master. Part of this is in live action with Macaulay Culkin there, and part of it is in a cartoon realm. Another couple of noteworthy people that are in this movie are Christopher Lloyd from the Back to the Future trilogy. He was Doc Brown, as well as Leonard Nimoy, the Star Trek original series Spock. His voice is present, but you actually physically see Christopher Lloyd. So that's yeah. Let's see. In 7th place, this is where it's going to get harder. In 7th place is going to be Chronicle. It's a non-comic book superhero style story where these 3 guys get superpowers. They can fly. They're super strong. It's a lot of fun. Great movie. 2 of the actors in this, one of them was Harry Osborn in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and another, as far as Marvel content is concerned, started off as the Fan-4-Stick Human Torch, Michael B. Jordan, and then became Killmonger in the MCU. His character is in he plays a character in this as well. He's one of the 3 that gets powers, as is the guy from Amazing Spider-Man 2. I don't remember his real name, I'm sorry. But yeah, so there's that. I think this one can go right here for now. So that, let's see, I have 6 titles left. So in 6th place is going to be Fantasia 2000. They had a really cool Greek gods and goddesses type animation thing in here, in addition to Sorcerer Mickey. And then this one is kind of an elemental type animation style that was really cool. This is a water-based character and kind of like a Mother Earth type thing. Very cool. So yeah, for those 2, the Greek gods and goddess and this story that are in there, I like the Fantasia 2000 more than just regular Fantasia. Plus, I think James Earl Jones' voice is featured in that one, and I think he's shown at one point. So, and James Earl Jones is awesome because he's the voice of Vader, Darth Vader. So, yeah, very cool. In 5th place is going to be Scooby-Doo and Crypto 2. That goes near the top here. Dad and I were cracking up watching that one. It was great. Lots of humor. It's a good DC story, good Scooby-Doo story. Blending them together worked very well. Very well. Let's see, and then In fourth place, we have Minority Report. That placement might surprise some. Let's talk about Minority Report for a second. It's a story where, or I think it's set in a futuristic society where there are these three people called precogs that are able to forewarn the cops and other law enforcement individuals of potential murders and allow them to prevent it. That type of situation has, in the movie, had helped prevent 6 years worth of murders from ever happening, because the precogs were able to warn them, hey, you have so and so amount of, or such and such amount of time before before this person kills this person in cold-blooded murder, so they can go and stop said event from happening, thus saving whoever the victims were and locking up the murderer. So, good story, good story. We've now entered our top 3. So, in third place is going to be X. X is a thriller movie about this group of friends that are making a movie in a movie. And there's this elderly couple that is allowing them to stay on their property in a shed off from the regular house. That has a few bedrooms and whatnot. It's like a little studio apartment for them. They're making an independent movie, so they're not using like a studio budget or something. That's what I mean by independent. And things start to go wrong, and the old couple is revealed to be murderers, and they end up killing all but one of the young people. The final girl, as it would be called in a horror movie, ends up, to save herself, she ends up killing the old man and his wife. Fun fact, the same actress plays the final girl as plays the old woman, so that is cool. That aspect is really cool. Our runner-up is Legion. The cast for this movie, it has some hard-hitting, like awesome-looking, awesome actors. It has the let's see, it has the girl that played Agent Bobby Morse in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the kick-butt blonde agent lady, agent, and so she's in this. She plays a pregnant character that ends up giving birth to a light at the end of the tunnel, proverbial light at the end of the tunnel type thing. Then there's another guy in here that was in a couple of the Transformer movies, the first two, I think, Transformers and Revenge of the Fallen, as well as he is in a bunch of the Fast and Furious movies. It's the black guy that I think in Fast and Furious, his character's name is Roman Pierce. And yeah, so he's in that. Paul Bettany, aka the Vision from the MCU, is in it. He plays the Archangel Michael, and Dennis Quaid is in it. And if I didn't see Dennis Quaid with my own eyes in it, I would have sworn it was Harrison Ford, because they sound very, very similar, almost identical. And then let's see, the guy that played the Archangel Gabriel, who was the antagonist of the movie, was also a notable actor. I'm trying to think, what was he? I'm pretty sure he was Fred Dukes in X-Men Origins Wolverine. Before he was in, or around the same time he was in this, I guess 2 years later. But yeah, so that is cool. But in first place, because I was laughing hysterically throughout the movie when I watched it by myself, is Baby's Day Out. Such a funny movie. If you've seen Home Alone, or like the original Home Alone 2, and Baby Geniuses, the humor is in the same vein as Baby Geniuses, but it has a bunch of Home Alone elements as far as injuries and such to people, or implied injuries. So very good movie. I couldn't stop laughing when I was watching that. It was such a good movie. So funny, lots of heart, and a compelling story. So there you go. So yeah, did position 1, or did any of these positions surprise you from the movies? It's surprising that, in my opinion, X being as low as it was, while still being in the better grouping of the movies, kind of surprised me, because I actually really enjoyed the story. I wasn't sure what I would think of it, but I ended up liking it quite a bit. But yeah, so that is the ranking that I was planning on having done November 30th, because my idea for this was to watch, at the time it was still 15 titles, watch the first title on November 15th and watch the last one on the 30th, and then do this ranking. But there were several delays. I just finished watching the last title, the Superman and Crypto 2, on, I want to say, Friday night last week, so delays. But now I've done it. This ranking is now complete, and I'd be curious in the comment section to hear what you guys think of this ranking. Have you seen any of these movies? If so, which ones? And what were your thoughts on them? Let's have a respectful and enjoyable discussion in the comment section, and I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on these movies. Thank you for checking out my channel, and see you in the next video, which might be a few days away, or longer, probably after the new year. But yeah, also one more thing before I end this video. For those of you that are following What If Season 2, what do you think of the episodes that have been released up through yesterday's episode? Yesterday the 6th one was revealed, and it was actually pretty good. They collaborated with Mohawk Indians to have a more authentic and genuine Mohawk Indian story, and so that worked really well. That was a really cool thing. But I haven't watched today's episode yet. There's going to be 3 more episodes: today's, tomorrow's, and Saturday's. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what those are about. But I've liked all the ones up to this point from season 2 so far. So cool. Yesterday's episode introduced a bunch of brand new characters that have never been shown in other Marvel properties so far as the MCU is concerned, at least. So that is cool. It would be interesting to see if they ever translate those characters into live action like they did Captain Carter. But yeah, let me know what you think of season 2 of What If so far, if you're actually following it or not. And that is it for this video. Have a good rest of your day, and keep talking movies and TV too much.